Welcome to Carrell Auctions. This is our last auction of the year in here tonight. Our next auction will be January 7th, I believe. This Wednesday, we have a fabulous selection of antiques, collectibles, and all kinds of cool stuff. The front table will sell first. Things like TWA uniforms. These are really neat. This one's really early. I've got this whole flat Jaguar pens. They're the car company pens. These are really cool, kind of nice. A lot of interesting stuff up here, including these dam trolls, Thomas dam trolls. These ones are signed on the feet. So we have Thomas dam trolls as well. One of the things we got in this week that's really cool is this great collection of cameras. These vintage digital cameras. These are Sony AX. I don't know what these are. Really cool. I've got a good batch of these this week. These are going to be fun to sell. Pretty good value left in these too. Pretty collectible. We have several of those that will sell. A little bit of tobacco collectibles there. Pipes, pipe stands, these mid-century ones. Lots of this in here this week. And this really cool, this is a cigar humidor. This one is from Havana, Cuba. So Havana cigars from the 1920s or 30s. Kind of fun. Over here, these Aladdin lamps are always good. These are the reproduction or modern copies, but they're official copies. They were made by Aladdin. But Aladdin lamps, one of these is uranium glass, so that's really cool. We also have a lot of kind of figural stuff this week. Art Nouveau spelters, cast iron dog bookends, bronzes, this cool little Art Nouveau clock. A fun batch of stuff up here. We have several flats of anamorphic salt and pepper shakers. Everyone loves these. These are really great. A fun little collectible there. Pyrex again. If you like Pyrex, we've got a lot of Pyrex in here. And there are several lots of uranium glass. We have more oil lamps, pocket knives, squeeze sodas. There's a whole box of squeeze soda bottles in their original case. Flats full of Native American artifacts with marked insignia so we know where they were found. They were found here in Missouri, I believe. A couple of flats of those. Lots of paper ephemera and scrapbooks. Just cool paper ephemera. There's a ton of this in here, as well as postcards again, more scrapbooks. This is fun. Over here behind me, I've got some Coca-Cola buttons. I believe these are from the 1990s. Pretty cool Coca-Cola button advertising pieces. Lots more of the ephemera, kind of small antiques. Things that weren't supposed to survive, like this Wayne Feeds hat. This is probably from the 1950s. A lot of kind of that stuff. A couple of good instruments this week. Nice quality, still in its original case. I think this one might actually be playable, but you'd probably want to replace the pads in it. But a couple of good instruments, more antique-y bits, good pheasant. In the showcase, some early better Roseville pieces. Roseville pottery, Roseville. This is a better piece too. The early Roseville is kind of fun. It's marked with this stamped R, or the better quality will be marked with, so that's nice. Scads of jewelry. Jewelry throughout. On one of the jewelry trays, this is kind of fun. On one of the jewelry trays, a whole little lot of vintage 1970s or 60s Hot Wheels. So we'll sell those in here on Wednesday. Kind of fun. We also have an interesting collection of Zippo lighters. People really like these. They're really collectible. So we'll sell all these Zippos here. And then there's another tray of Zippos as well. Interesting brands, Harley Davidson, some vintage early stuff. Kind of fun there. So all those. I've got a little more camera stuff back here. Vivitar, Olympus, that's all camera stuff. This is my favorite thing in here. Check these things out. Puck Magazine, 1880s. These are the centerfolds. They're political. Some of them are really cool. Some of them have, let's see if we can find one real quick. Probably won't because I'm looking, but they are great. Chromolithographs. Here's a good one. Let's check this one out with the skeleton on it. So we have a lot of these covers, or these centerfolds. People like these. They frame up real nice. I'll find one more good one. There's one. Oh, yeah, here we go. In case you think politics were just nasty now, they put snakes in the cartoons back in the day. So that too, we saw all those. A little more ephemera, early. These are neat. These are early Hallmark cards. Those are Hallmark, the brand. Those are very, very cool. You don't see that very often. So Hallmark cards there. In the back here, an entire collection of Lladro, the little fancy Lladro figurines. And these are with their boxes. So we'll have the Lladro with their boxes. There's several lots of that. All of the antiques back here. Atkins Fox prints. I think there's several pieces of this Home Light and Toro advertising from the 1960s. Several lots of that came in. More of the oil lamps. The showcase is full. RS Prussia, Meissen, Herend, Royal Vienna, Rosenthal. Good quality porcelain on Wednesday night. That's worth having. That's really fun stuff. Over on the sides again, jewelry flats like we typically do. More camera memorabilia or more camera pieces. More ephemera. There's lots of really interesting ephemera over here. This entire flat, this is all listed artists. This is more of our Scott Wilder collection that we're liquidating. So several good paintings in here. These are going to get sold one at a time. On the side, Beanie Babies, the oil lamp collection. Old oil lamps through the 60s, I believe. More CDs down there. Back on this side, this is really cool. This is a 1930s workman's chest. This one still has all of its tools in it. So it's really heavy. It has its woodworking tools, its hammers, its planes. All this stuff is left in it. Usually when you find these, they've been stripped out of their tools, but I left this one complete. Someone's probably going to want this. Also back here, let that one shed to be loud. There we go. Also back here, tables full of collectibles. One of the things that's kind of interesting, I have a couple of sets, 2 or 3 sets of these. These are Britain's lead soldiers. If I can get it open. These are really, really fantastic collectibles. There we go. Riders with their horses. So these are Britain's soldiers. Child's toys from England. These are really fantastic. We'll sell 3 sets of those, as well as some cars and things back here. This side, more of kind of the collectibles again. Vintage toys, Fisher-Price. There's tin lithograph toys, Mickey Mouse. All of that's over there. Over on this side, we have cuckoo clocks, spool cabinets, toy cars, fun little batch. Down the front, more of the tin lithograph unlike the vacuums. Those are fantastic. A fun little wagon, early piece, 1930s. This giant Snoopy was in the Artex t-shirt company for its entire life. It was actually given to Eve. She was the wife of the man who owned this. The fun thing about this one is the t-shirt itself was signed by Charles Schulz, using his nickname Sparky. It was given by Charles to the company, and it was on display in their office forever. So if you want to own a piece of Charles Schulz signed memorabilia, pretty hard to find, that's a piece for you there. A little bit dab back here of just everything. I've got Christmas, I've got electronics, I've got new old stock coolers, I've got Shimano bike parts. Fun little section of the auction. There isn't a bad spot in this week's auction, so all the side tables are loaded with great things. But this table especially has 2 good turntables, 1 very good turntable. So you're going to have some exceptional Technics. This is a Technic SL 1300. That's a very good one. This is a Technic SL D2. These are good quality turntables. Everyone likes these. I think this is a really expensive one. And then more of the kind of knickknacks and smalls, Japanese figurines, photographs, old advertising or side stickers for a wheel horse lawnmower. And then in the back, gaze upon its magnificence. Owls as far as the eye can see. I don't know why. Someone just had them. So that's the auction this week. It's really full in here. All of the lots are fabulous, and we cannot wait to see you tomorrow night. Thanks for coming out.